Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, it wasn't. This is take 5 of this episode. We've been cut off.
I've said Rome wasn't built in a day like 6 times already.
Yeah, but it's true though. Like the more you say it, the more I feel it. It really wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, that's like the whole point of the
yeah
saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is our first official episode of the GRP podcast.
Yeah, not the RTN podcast, the GRP podcast.
Technically, it is the RTN podcast for today.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, it's the GRP podcast, the group podcast without the vowels. So I feel like you guys are gonna get a bunch of insightful, mind-boggling, some really engaging stories and conversations from us.
Yeah, quite a bit. So we've actually, we've recorded one episode earlier, but that episode we didn't end up airing because it was our first episode. It was almost like a trial run, although it was a decent episode, but I don't think it was anything worth watching, honestly. So this is our first official podcast which we're going to air and see your views on.
Yeah. I feel like the first episode we were just freestyling too much. We're talking bullshit. We spoke about stuff that I feel like only the talkers of the podcast, one of the speakers would understand or like
the
enjoy.
Hosts.
Yeah, the hosts.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. I feel like only the hosts would have enjoyed that episode. But now I feel like we're going to start tailoring our conversation to the listener a little bit more. So you guys are in luck.
Yeah, so anyway, coming back to our quote. So, as you can see, Rome wasn't built in a day. I've already started this podcast multiple times. We've had an episode earlier which wasn't too good. So don't expect this podcast to also be our best work. But as I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. We'll definitely improve.
Because you've been saying that too much now.
Because it wasn't, bro.
Yeah, shut up. Let's move on. Why did we start this? Let's let the viewers know why we started this podcast. Why do you think we started this podcast? What started it?
So, I just remember randomly in the middle of my time I was in college and you're like, we should start a podcast. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea because we speak so much stuff on our GRP.
Yeah, we talk hella bullshit.
Yeah, there's so much shit we talk, which is like, it should be out there in the world.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, this stage of society, the world needs 2 more Gurgaon boys to share their unique ass views on the world.
Yeah,
we need our worldview to be published for the history books, so that it definitely won't haunt us 20 years later when AI governments are scraping our digital footprint.
Yeah, this is going to be the last thing left on Earth when aliens come here.
Yeah.
They're going to see our podcast.
Yeah, type shit. Yeah, that's cool. I guess that sums it up.
Yeah, I think that
nothing special.
Yeah, nothing special, but
we just wanted to talk our shit. We were bored.
Nothing special, but at the same time, it's quite special to us.
Oh
Yeah,
very special. So we are pretty bad podcasters right now.
Right now only, as you can tell, we're not too experienced.
Yeah, we're pretty bad at this.
But we're gonna get better.
Oh, Jinx. Black magic Jinx. Jinx again. Lock infinity. It's okay, you can speak.
Okay, great. I thought I'd be mute for the whole podcast now, man.
Yeah. So, I feel like we have a bunch of stuff planned for today.
Yeah.
Vague ideas.
Yeah, vague ideas, but I feel like if we manage to deliver on them, it'd be quite an interesting podcast.
I think a year ago, if you asked me, or 2 years ago, if you asked me that, Rahil or Naz, do you see yourself starting a podcast? I would definitely say no. What do you think changed?
I don't know,
because I could never see you starting a podcast.
In what sense?
I don't know, you just never struck me as the kind of guy to have a podcast.
No, so, honestly, thinking about maybe not a year back, but a few months back, before you said we should start a podcast, I was just listening to podcasts and I was thinking, what if we start a podcast? I never thought it would be a thing that would actually happen. But I don't know, I just felt to me like we should probably, more than we can start a podcast. It'll be a fun thing to do. And then somehow it ended up actually happening. So, I don't see much that's changed, but we definitely acted upon something which I did not think we would.
Yeah. Kudos
to us.
as the LinkedIners would say. By the way, bro,
Yeah.
I just hit 500 connections on LinkedIn.
Shit. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, bro.
Shit.
Like, I don't know how. I only have like 200 connections right now.
Buck up, bro. Up your game. Bro, like there was a time when I used to aspire to be one of those 500 plus connections motherfuckers on LinkedIn.
I don't know if I aspire to be them. Like, I don't know if I want to be them, but I think for the...
They hate us because they hate us.
Yeah, but I think I need for my own...
You need them.
Yeah.
You need them.
I might not want to be them, but I need it.
Right. Yeah, I feel like everyone, it's a privilege to have. Everyone should aspire to have 500 connections on LinkedIn.
And may you grow even more.
Appreciate you, Naz. Appreciate you.
Look forward to the day we'll have 500 viewers on this podcast.
Yeah. Hopefully we can convert our LinkedIn connections, combined LinkedIn connection audience to podcast.
What if you post on LinkedIn? Hey guys.
Happy to share that I have embarked on a new journey of a insightful podcast.
Known as the GRP podcast.
Yeah, the GRP podcast. Yeah. I feel like a lot of college sweats have been, like people we know, bro. The ones you would least expect from school and college are sweating LinkedIn right now.
Yeah, I don't know, like every now and then I just see random ass things, like I went to a book club on LinkedIn and shit.
It's crazy.
Like in our college we had this, so like some woman came to give a seminar about her book, and then this guy posted a whole thing like, I was so honored to have the chance to hear this some random ass girl speak.
I had this one boy in college, shout out Krish. He developed a Chrome extension that scrapes all your LinkedIn like feed data, and it removes the cringe posts from it, like the ones that start with "I'm happy to share."
Yeah, the relevant ones.
The relevant ones. Yeah, it's pretty fire. Shout out. Like Twitter is way better than LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Twitter is like dude, I've seen some really driven, ambitious, career-minded people get opportunities on Twitter. You know?
Yeah, like Twitter, I don't know.
There's a side of Twitter where that shit goes down heavy.
I heard a story. I don't know how true it is, and I don't know if it actually happened. But like this guy on Twitter just messaged like multiple big CEOs and shit, and then one of them responded to him like, "Yeah, you can intern in my company." And, like I don't know if that's true or not, but I was told.
That was me. You know that, right?
Oh, then it is true.
I told you that story.
Like I remember some shit like that.
Yeah, I told you that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm literally speaking from experience. Like I was saying.
Yeah, I thought my dad told me that.
Yeah, motherfuckers on Twitter actually get like hella opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way more efficient than LinkedIn.
Yeah, because I mean Twitter. Firstly, people on LinkedIn people have this like specific way of talking, which is not actually how they talk. That's one of the main things about LinkedIn is that you don't get to know the actual person. It's just
corporate slop.
Yeah, like you go on ChatGPT and say write about this, and then you post it on LinkedIn.
There's a very like unique LinkedIn lingo that some people just talk like that in real life now. It's really weird. Like I know a motherfucker in my internship who speaks like LinkedIn.
I have not noticed that, but
like he'll in the morning when we eat the breakfast in the office, he'll come to us and be like, "I'm happy to share that there's vada pav for breakfast." Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think LinkedIn is destroying the generation, bro.
So this generation, I feel like it's been destroying generations. Like my bro, sorry to some of my relatives who are active LinkedIn posters, but you guys need to pull up your socks, man. Come on, like what are you guys doing? Like go on a walk, bro. Like why are you updating your LinkedIn connections about? Never mind, I don't want to get too specific here.
But the thing is, some of these people will go on a walk and they'll post that I'm happy to share I went on a walk today.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, it's wild, bro. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. What's going on, bro? Oh, thank God. We'll have to do a bunch of editing for this podcast, by the way.
Yeah, we have to keep cutting.
Yeah. It'll take like one probably full watch of this episode to get a proper edit. Anyway, that's okay. Speaking of college sweats, as
Yeah.
Jindal Goer,
Yes.
top of the class,
Sure.
grades getter,
Yeah.
do you think the GPA matters?
I mean, of course, GPA does matter in some, like, at least a little bit, even if you're of the opinion that it doesn't matter. But at least from what I know in India, it is a very important thing. But because marks from your school and all also, compared to abroad, India only looks at marks. It doesn't look at what your profile building and things like that. So I do think, especially as like me studying in India and trying to find a job in India, GPA is quite important to me at least. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
But do you think it's like the right way to do things?
No, in terms of if it should be important, if that's what you're asking me, I don't think so. But
Should it be a factor at least?
yeah, it should definitely be a factor. But I don't think GPA should be one of the main. Like, I think it should be one of the side factors, or it should be given equal weightage, if not even lesser, than how you come across in interviews and things like that. Because I know so many people in college. Like, I have online exams right now,
Fire.
and
Full power.
I'm not gonna say anything incriminating, but there are many people who I know
Oh.
who refer to their notes during the exams.
Yeah.
So, like, that's just not fair if you compare it to other people. Just because I have I don't know, online exams, because during the India-Pakistan war, the college said, okay, you guys can go home if you want to go home. So we'll have online exams. So this is just one semester, and especially during COVID, at least everyone knew that these 2 years people had online exams, so they might tailor their, like, the way they look at the resumes in that way. But like, no one knows this semester is online for us, so we just have like a boost to our GPA compared to others, which is not fair.
Boost, the secret of my energy.
Yeah. Is it the secret of your energy?
Boost?
Yeah.
No. Not really. No, I agree with you though. I agree. You know what I've heard?
What?
Rumor has it that there's been people setting up cheating setups, also known as CSUs, for online exams, for optimal reference of notes during their
Reference of
online
notes,
exams. Yeah.
I don't think you mean cheating setup. I think you mean reference of note setups.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We don't do it. I've
Of
never
course,
done it.
yeah.
You two don't do it at all.
Bro,
But
like,
it happens. Word gets round.
yeah, like the streets have been saying.
Streets, yeah. Not G13, not Green Park.
Yeah, and
Some
nowhere
streets.
nowhere here, but like
Yeah.
the streets have told us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, basically my point is just that people can inflate their GPA even if they don't deserve it, or even if they do deserve it. Like, there's this one guy who I know, who's exactly the same guy who was speaking about, who posted that shit on LinkedIn. He's a big sweat. Like, he gets like 8 on 8 GPA, 7.8 on 8
respect.
GPA every semester, but that's all he does. He doesn't leave his room. He doesn't do anything except study, which,
Yeah, and that makes me wonder, does a company really want to hire that guy?
yeah,
Think about it, right? They want to hire like bright people, not book smart people.
yeah, because like, you can just, if people can just refer to their notes, like actually like studied during the thing, and if they just remember some stuff and they can go and write that shit in the exam, sure, they'll get good marks, but that doesn't mean they can actually translate that into like skill of doing work.
Yeah, okay. But then here's the thing, right? In the US, a lot of companies don't even look at GPA. It's not even a factor. Like, I know someone who got a top software engineering internship,
Yeah.
and they never even once asked for his degree, certificate, transcript, GPA, nothing.
Yeah.
So I feel like what he got selected was based on how he did in his interview, his coding question and shit that he got in the interview, DSA and all. But then people have started really optimizing their preparation for that also now.
Yeah.
So I think people always find excuses and quick fixes to things that don't have standardized metrics. You know what I mean? So I think the GPA being a factor or an important factor is like a good thing in some ways.
Yeah, so I mean, I like this guy, I don't know, I mean, about him, but I'm just saying in general, they should at least look at your GPA and have that as at least some part of the factor, because as much as GPA might not reflect your whole intelligence and how well you can do work, but even if you say in an interview or the preparation, the selection process of a job, the company sees that you can do work, you can work really well and you're smart, but at the same time you have a GPA of like 4 on 8 or something. That means like if you're smart, you should at least have a decent GPA, because that means you probably you maybe you don't work hard enough or something of that sort. So that it should definitely be a factor, because it should still translate into some sort of results. If not, like I don't think you should differentiate between 7.5 and 7.8 GPA, but there should definitely be a differentiator between like 7 and 4.
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying there should be a flat line at the bottom, like a floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, one thing that the reason I wanted to discuss this was because I'm interning at a place that hires only from pretty exclusive colleges.
Yeah.
Usme se bhi only from the people who have top 20 GPAs in that semester.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really makes this company miss out on a lot of talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and they're going after the wrong people, is what I mean to say.
Yeah.
Like, sure, these 20 people are very diligent workers. They're focusing on their coursework a lot. But I think if they just lowered that cutoff and focused a little bit more on other shit, they would have had way better candidates to choose from.
Yeah, like exactly. I think in India that's just the culture, because even in school from college, when you go, you see that in lots of colleges abroad, they don't even look at your 12th marks. You're accepted before that. But in India, that's all they look at. Like at least maybe from this semester, they've still last semester when they introduced CUET and all, it's still kind of reduced, but then now they only look at your CUET marks. But like it's always just one test which defines whether you're gonna get into the college or not, which I just don't think is fair. So as much as it should be a factor, it should definitely not be the only factor like it is here.
Yeah, but I'm still a fan of standardized testing though.
In what sense? Like
I just think it shouldn't go away.
Yeah, it shouldn't go away entirely at all.
It should be a factor. Yeah, I guess that's the conclusion.
Yeah.
Standardized testing or metrics like GPAs should be a factor. Not the biggest one though. Anyways, that's fair. Solid conclusion.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to disagree on that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah. What else do you want to discuss?
So talking about college and all, like, what do you think people change when they go from school to college? And
I changed. I think.
How do you change?
In a good way. Even you changed in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I changed, but
You
like,
changed. Yeah.
I think everyone we know changed from in a way, one way or another. Some for the better, some for the worse.
Yeah.
But like, how would you say you changed?
No, I feel like I was a lot more shy in school. Not within school, but I was a lot more conscious of myself in terms of speaking to people for the first time, trying new things, etc. etc. I just became a lot more confident as I experienced college life. And I also changed in the sense that I'm more independent now.
Yeah, that's a big factor.
Yeah, I feel like that's everyone, not just me.
Yeah, but especially because you went abroad. Like, if you compare it to me, I come home, especially first semester, so I used to come home every week. But now I come home like twice a month. So I mean, I'm definitely more independent, but as compared to you, I don't think I'd be as independent as you are. But yeah, I think I have definitely changed as well.
But you got a whole ass girlfriend, bro. You changed.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of my personality, if you talk about it that way, I feel like as much as I did change during, like, in the transition from school to college, I feel like my actual change came just nearing the end of school. Maybe
I can see that.
Yeah, like halfway through 12th grade or so, my parents also have observed this. Like,
what did they say?
I don't know, they feel like I have myself become a bit more like you.
Outgoing.
Yeah, outgoing, like quite a bit more outgoing, honestly.
Yeah.
And especially like after COVID ended, because I feel like once COVID happened and then I was at home, after that I felt like it's time to now leave my house and try new things.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, I think COVID hit us at a very unique time.
Yeah, I think COVID hit us at the perfect time.
I think COVID hit everyone at very unique times. But,
Yeah.
But like for us, it was a better time to hit than other people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it didn't make us miss our last year of school.
Yeah, like my sister missed her first year of college.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Unfair.
Yeah, so that's, for us it was right in the middle of school, probably that was the time where I was very happy just staying at home the whole time.
Yeah, low-key same, bro. I was fucking with that shit.
Like now if COVID, at that time I was really happy, but now if COVID hits, I don't think I'd
be depressed, bro.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to deal with it now.
Yeah.
But at that time I was just at home enjoying, chilling.
Yeah, but I was saying you changed in the sense that a big part of your personality was this whole like incel, no bitches kind of thing that you had going on.
Yeah.
And then in college, you're now the man I look up to, the womanizer of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't consider myself a womanizer still, but
Are you one woman man as?
yeah, I am a one woman man, that's
Good
for sure.
answer.
But
Good answer.
I remember, so the juniors from our school, PP and I, who were in Jindal, I met them last sem. In the break of last sem, when we went to Open Tap, I was with Bob and like some few other people, and then we met them, and these guys were like, "Arey, bade saab aa gaye." And then they told like, "जब भी ये जिसको भी कहते हैं 5-6 लड़कियां surround करती हैं इसको." I was like,
Bete, full power.
Like I was like, it didn't even that much, bro. And especially this semester, I feel like I've gotten much more a one woman man. Like I don't.
Semester only.
No. So what I mean is, don't show this to my girlfriend.
I feel like she'd probably see this first.
That's true.
Yeah.
But like what I meant is, you can't say that about me because I've stopped hanging out with my other friends for some reason or the other. So now mostly if you see me, I'll just be with my girlfriend the whole time.
Nice.
But I was always a one woman man to get things straight. Yeah.
Nice. I'm not a one woman man, sadly. I'm not any woman man.
So what, you're a zero woman man?
Yeah.
Is that out of choice or necessity?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like anyone could just go and pick up a woman from MG Road.
Yeah.
So that way it's the choice. But no. I think it's out of a mix of both. I think.
So if...
I wouldn't want to rush into anything.
Yeah, so I mean that way
if the opportunity arose.
In that way I would say, as much as you're saying in school my persona was an incel persona.
Yeah.
I'd say even in school it was a mix of both, because as much as
I get you.
As much as I came up with shit like the vicious cycle of no bitches.
Yeah, you want to elaborate on that a little bit for the viewers?
Yeah, so basically
it's a very intriguing concept.
Basically to explain to Rahil why I didn't have any bitches.
I feel like that time the roles were a bit reversed, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember I was just complaining, I was like, just get some bitches, bro. And the whole
what?
I was complaining that I don't have bitches.
Oh.
And you would just like get some bitches, and I was just to explain to Rahil why I can't get bitches. I came up with this vicious cycle, which was just the fact that if I'm trying to, the only way I will get bitches if I talk to them, but the only way I'll talk to them is if I get them. That was just the essence of the cycle. So I feel like even though, okay, I forgot where I was.
You were saying that's the essence of the cycle.
Huh. So So even though I came up with shit like this, which might make you think like I can't talk to girls at all, or I couldn't talk to girls at that time. Sure, but like that, at least in my mind, wasn't the case. It was just that I didn't really want to talk to as in get with any girl in school. So I didn't even try to.
Right.
That's why. But in college, like I found Yuvir.
Yeah.
I found friends who were girls, which I just didn't in school, because also I was content with my friend group. In college, I had to find a new friend group, which just happened to include girls. Yeah.
Nice. I don't talk to women, so that's something. Yeah. That's a pretty solid explanation of the concept of no vicious cycle of no bitches. It's a good topic that we covered about how people change school to college, socially. Yeah,
like I used to think the cycle was inescapable, but I joined college and I realized that all you need is a fresh start.
Clean slate.
Yeah.
Clean slate. Nice. I feel like we also want to discuss. Oh wait, yeah. I feel like now that you have a relationship, that probably takes up all your free time, right?
Sort of. Like I still have free time. It's definitely not as much as it was earlier, but I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Like if you define free time as time to do things you enjoy, I enjoy talking to my girlfriend.
Nice.
So
how much free time do you get in a day?
So, I mean, as much as I said that free time is time where you should do things you enjoy, what I define free time as is when I'm alone and I just have time to kill. It's not like when I'm spending time, because spending time with my family, I'm still doing something. So in free time is something where I have to figure out what I'm trying to do or what I should do to kill the time. So in a day, it depends. Like in college, I barely have any free time. In the night time, I have quite a bit, but other than that, in the day, I'm doing something or the other. But right now, especially these few days, once I've just come home from college, I've had quite a bit of free time, because as I said, my exams are online. So I've been referring to my notes during the exams. So
you have?
Yeah, but I've just been referring to them.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not as much of a grind as it would have been in college, but so these last few days I've had a lot of free time, honestly.
Yeah. I feel like free time for me is when I wake up for 20 minutes in the morning when I'm shitting. That's free time, or like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Then free time is when I come home from work after my internship. This is after summer. Yeah. Summer mein. And then night before I sleep, like an hour or two when I have nothing to do, done for the day types. Yeah. And in college, free time is all the time. So I don't go to class. I'm a nikamma.
No, honestly, as much as people just associate not going to class with being a nikamma, I feel like if you go to class, like I go to class because I have to, because if I don't go, I can't give my exam. Yeah. But half the time I don't even like look at what's going on in class. So yeah. And I still end up doing decently in my exams. So I honestly, I don't like the concept of having a minimum attendance criteria. Yeah, I'm lucky that way. Most of my classes don't have an attendance grade, and I get decent grades, so I'm not slacking, is what I mean to say. Yeah. So exactly, that's just my point. But
I'll scrape B's. I'll scrape a B plus or an A minus. The occasional B minus.
So what do you do in college if you don't go to class?
Yeah, my free time. Yeah. Have you ever played catch, Naz?
I have quite a bit.
Yeah, with a bright green Costco ball.
Yeah.
Just doing your tube. Fuck. Yeah. So I was saying, we had a little technical difficulty there. I was saying, We should probably make a top 5 list of what we do in our free times.
Yeah. Top 5
Top 5
ways to kill
time. Yeah. Top 1, I would say for me, no brainer.
Yeah.
Like undisputed top 1
Yeah.
is playing catch with your best buddies with a bright green Costco ball across the hallway, sitting across the kitchen, downstairs, in a park, wherever.
Yeah.
It's the most
It's the sole point
location agnostic game.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Like it's something just wakes up inside of you, the child in you.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know
it's
what
like
it is.
oddly calming.
Yeah, it's so calming. I can't even begin to describe it. You have to see it to believe it. I mean, I'm sure everyone's played catch at some point, but if you just really appreciate it for what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's like life changing.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Because just the last day of my college, when we weren't asked to leave, but we were told that we can leave if we wanted. I was walking with Yuvir, and there was just a tennis ball kept on the side, and she just picked it up and started playing catch. And like, like
I love that.
Yeah, like you just throwing the ball around.
Yeah.
And it's so simple, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It really is beautiful. Yeah.
Anyway, that sadly did not make my list.
Fuck.
I prepared my top 5 list, and it's there, but I just don't do it as much, so I don't think I can.
What's your top 1? Let's hear it.
So, top 1, it might be sound like a degenerate activity to many.
Yeah.
But I quite enjoy playing poker in my free time. The
Disgusting behavior.
The reason I like poker is because, as much as people say it's gambling, I don't think it actually is gambling, because it does take quite a bit of skill.
Yeah. Okay.
Because although it might be luck based, but if you play it enough, which I do, the luck evens out over time. And what defines whether you make money or you lose money is the fact that if you're good at the game or not.
Yeah, shut up, bro. Come on, man. Stop it. Enough.
Like,
No, but I know an employee at the place I'm interning at. He was a professional poker player for a bit before he got scouted by the company for being really good at probability, puzzles and all. So he got poached from his poker tournament into being quant trader.
Yeah, fair. Like, I won't say I'm too good at it right now. I think I'm not a losing player, but there's some players in my who I play with. There's one person, a couple of people especially who they're really good at just instantly figuring out the best move.
Yeah.
And then they might lose once in a while, but they always win, and it's not a coincidence. It's not luck.
Yeah,
it is skill.
I feel like after a point of skill level, luck just kind of becomes a pretty small part of the picture.
Yeah, because if we sit to play poker today, the best player might lose.
Yeah.
But if you play with him
1,000
times, he's going to win 900 times at least.
Yeah. Okay. You have me convinced.
Yeah, but anyway, so the reason I mean, but still, poker, I just enjoy it as a game. It's less about the fact of making money. I don't know, there's something about the game which I like, because sometimes I just hop on to free poker online when I'm not even playing with people, I'm just playing with AI, which I just like actually doing the things we do in poker, because the probability and things like that interest me quite a bit. So that is up there. I made a top 5 list, but it's not in any particular order, but it would definitely be
Top 1?
Top 3, I'd say at least. Yeah.
I don't agree with that, but I see his vision.
Yeah.
My second in the list, top 2.
Yeah.
Starting a podcast.
Yeah.
Starting a podcast.
Fair.
This is the shit, bro. Easy makes my list easy. Yeah. Like, what better way to kill time than bring a boy on, set up a mic, and just talk absolute rubbish for an hour and call it good utility of time.
That's true, but I would not classify that as free time,
Yeah.
Just because again, I enjoy making the podcast, obviously, but I'm interacting with you. I've left my house and I've decided, okay, we're going to sit and make a podcast. What I classify as free time is if I'm just in my room and I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Because making podcast is something to do.
Yeah.
And it's not like you were like, oh, I have nothing to do, let me make a podcast. We wanted to make a podcast. So it's not a bad thing, but I just won't call it utilizing free time. But like,
fair enough.
yeah. So what my second thing on the list is, I love just watching random video essays on topics on YouTube.
Yeah, I agree. That's
Like-
also one of mine.
Like I'm just scrolling YouTube and I get a random. Sometimes I've never seen anything related to that before, but it's just, I don't know, the history of grass, let's say.
Bro, I've seen that. I don't know, but I've seen that video. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. But bro, grass is a new ass concept on Earth. Dinosaurs never walked on grass.
So when did grass?
Grass is
Come
as
about.
old as humans. So it's basically a baby, because humans in the context
Yeah,
of the
of course.
Earth are babies. So yeah, bhai hai bhai sab.
So why do you think grass evolved? Like why was grass a concept that was made by the forces of nature?
I think I don't remember the exact contents of the information I consumed that day,
Yeah.
but it had something to do with the. What's up? Oh, it had something to do with the asteroid patterns that hit the Earth that stunted growth of some type of plant, and then genetic, like, evolution, selection of how it grew, it evolved into that short grass
Yeah. So
fauna. Yeah.
So these are the things which
No, flora.
Oh yeah, fauna's animals.
I just messed that shit up, bro.
It's fine, bro. So anyway, these kind of things are what I like just randomly watching on YouTube. Even if I don't actually have any interest in that.
Yeah.
Just random things I love watching on YouTube. I'll watch like a 3-hour video on shit like this. But I can't sit and watch a movie for
Respect.
1 hour.
Bro, fuck, I cannot watch shows, bhai. होता ही नहीं मेरे से. But I can watch endless amount of YouTube videos.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like recently, I used to watch a lot of shows, and I still watch some shows. But recently, even I've been feeling, and I don't think it's as people say that I don't think it's an attention span issue. I think it's just I just don't feel like watching shows. I don't know why exactly, but although that is part of my list. But
Hypocritical ass guy, bro.
no, I mean I'm just comparing it to earlier, because earlier I used to watch like 10 episodes of shows in a day.
We have a revolutionary contrarian sitting with us.
Contrarian against myself.
Excuse me for the yawn.
So yeah, okay. I guess we moved on to that. That's the third thing on my list. Watching.
My third thing.
Wait, let me continue, man.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Watching. I've put watching shows, movies, sports, everything together.
Right.
Because I'd say watching video essays is different to this, but I think these things can be clubbed together.
Yeah.
And people might put sports differently, but I just put it as the same thing because at the end, and also like playing on my PS5 or something like that. I would include this also.
Yeah, you're a pretty heavy gamer, bro.
Yeah, I am compared to most people.
Yeah. Surprised you didn't put like some games up top.
Yeah, I just there's no specific game. It's just playing on the PS5.
Yeah, you even like board games and shit, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, I just love games, bro.
Fair, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, but yeah. My third thing is a lot less, I don't know, like intellectually consuming than that. Mine is pen spinning, bro. Like, I'm actually, I don't know if you know this, but I'm really, really good at pen spinning.
When did you start pen spinning?
Yeah, it's been a while, bro. I actually watched a video essay
on pen spinning.
Yeah, there's competitive pen spinning. Believe it or not, it's a sport.
Okay.
It's a niche sport, but it's a sport.
I think anything's a sport these days, honestly.
I watched a video on pen spinning. There's like a professional pen spinner whose video I watched, and I was like, fuck, like those fingers are moving fast. And I was also playing a lot of drums at the time. I still kind of do, but so a lot of drummers also spin sticks to look cool.
Yeah.
And as a child in 6th, 7th grade, I also wanted to, be as cool as those guys. So it was really two really cool things that blended both of my interests that led me to pick up the pen and start spinning it. And now I can do like really crazy shit with it. If I had a pen on me right now, I would show you, but I can spin it across all 5 fingers. I can spin it across my thumb. I can flip it vertically, make it flow between like all fingers, thumbs in a pretty nice, quick speed and fluent manner.
So you can control your fingers well.
Yeah, I would say so.
So your future wife would love to hear that info.
Yeah.
If any girls are watching this, you're welcome to try out those fingers.
Yeah, I think we can move on. From that. What's your fourth one, Naz? What's your fourth one?
Okay, my fourth topic was, honestly, it's just eating.
Yeah, fuck.
Like, I just, like, when I get bored, especially like, after I've studied for a while or done something consuming, I just like to eat something really nice. Because it's just a very good way to kill time, at least for me, because when I eat, I also watch something, but that's not my point. The point is that, I don't know, when I eat, it just fulfills me in a way.
Shut up, bro. I mean, I'm just hating because I don't eat, but yeah, respect.
No, I love eating things, and sometimes what I do is I just go on Zomato and I scroll through menus thinking of, I'm gonna eat this or I'm gonna order this later. I spend like hours on that, bro.
Bro. That's some guilty ass pleasure you got. Fat ass, bro, hungry ass. Shit, bro, that's why you're gaining weight.
Yeah, exactly.
So open your screen time, bro. Zomato on top. Fuck. Degenerate ass behavior.
Yeah, so I was close to not including it on my list and it being an honorable mention, but
shit, bro.
I just love it too much.
Fair.
Yes. What's your fourth topic? Your fourth thing.
I guess mine is a bit like not that cool, but I'm a big fan of the markets, trading. So I would spend a lot of my free time staring at crypto derivative charts.
Yeah.
And things of that sort. It's pretty fire. I had a phase where I was way too obsessed with blockchain, crypto, and capital markets in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like now that I'm interning in the field of finance, quant finance, algorithmic trading, so I think that side of my interests is being catered for. So these days not as much, but I still find myself staring at a Bitcoin volatility index or whatever every now and then. It's fun, bro.
Yeah, no,
I like to see if my intuition is right or wrong. It's just nice. It's nice.
Yeah, like as much as you say it's not a cool topic, I don't know why I haven't gotten into it yet, but I'm quite interested in getting into not crypto per se, but just general like trading markets and all, which I think I should. I've just not gotten around to it for some reason or the other, but like it is something which I think is quite interesting and I'd also like to do that. So anyway, now the final topic on my list is just actually listening to some music.
Yeah.
Which is like quite a generic thing to say.
Yeah.
But it is just something which I love.
Yeah, because it is what it is.
Like, because many people, they listen to music in the background, which also I do. But sometimes it's just nice to just sit and just listen to music and do nothing else.
In a meditative state of mind.
like actually listen to the music and
hear
the notes.
Look at you, all philosophical. Fair. I do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Did that make your list?
No, I've actually been listening to a lot less music than I used to. Maybe like last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of weaned off of it a little bit.
Fair enough.
I listen to music while studying. If I'm doing some task or something, busy work,
exactly. But
stuff like that, getting assignments done.
Yeah, that's what I do as well. But as I said, like I sometimes just like to sit in my room.
I used to be like that too.
I mean, obviously, like
my roommate and I do that a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do that quite a bit. It's a good time. It's also pretty therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your fifth thing?
My fifth is also pretty lame, but so as you know, I support Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah.
So in my free time, I'll draft lineups that I want to see for future games and seasons that Chelsea should line up as. I don't know, I worded that very badly, but you get the point.
Yeah, I know.
I'll make potential lineups, favorable lineups that I want to see for Chelsea Football Club. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I do that a lot.
Our viewers might think that's lame, but I love that. Honestly.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah.
Bro, you know who got me into this shit? There's this one guy, shout out Shreyan Bandyopadhyay. In 8th grade, me and him used to sit together every now and then at the back of the class. Teachers teaching some fuck all topic.
Yeah.
We had no idea what's going on. We would just be like grinding lineups at the back, bro. Like potential England best 11, Chelsea best 11, United best 11s. Bro, those were the days.
Yeah. Bro, I kind of sad because I don't know, during college and all, especially this season, I think it's also a bit to do with City's fall off. But I've really not followed football a lot this season.
Shit, bro.
Which the thing is, it's not even like I've lost interest in the sport, because every time I watch a game or I just look at what's going on in the footballing world, I'm really interested in that. But for some reason or the other, like before this season, I could say that out of 50 games City play, I would have watched 45 of them every season.
Really? That's good. Yeah.
But like this season, I would have barely watched like half of them. Which is just sad, honestly, because...
No, it's fine. Half is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad in terms of, like, it's not like a bad thing, but I just, like, I prefer to watch more, because I enjoy watching...
Yeah.
Like, I remember earlier, it used to be, like, when it was match day, it used to be a big thing, like, the only thing on my mind was the match. But now, I think with just more responsibilities and shit like that.
Look at you, grown ass man.
Like now sometimes I just look at the score sometimes, or I watch the match for 5 minutes and I switch it off and things like that.
No, I watch most Chelsea games still, I feel. But I get what you mean. Sometimes the timings of the game just aren't favorable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I'm definitely looking to start watching more next season again.
Yeah.
I mean, also, like as I said, I think one of the main contributors was City's fall off, because at one point I just got like kind of disillusioned and bored of the club.
Yeah, no, but I feel like sports is really a very integral, primitive instinct in most men for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say not for women, but definitely for men.
Yeah, definitely for men.
Yeah. Why is that, do you think? I have a good argument for it, but I want to hear your thoughts on it first.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's something like there's a rush you feel when you see a team or a player you want to do well or support do well, because it's just when I can't really put into words on honestly, but like when you just like, for example, if I'm supporting City and I watch them score a goal, even though honestly it has nothing to do with me, especially like I'm sitting in India and Delhi watching them.
Yeah.
But I think it builds a whole community when you start watching a football club. Like when you talk to other fans from the same club and things like that, it's just, or even from different clubs, even if you're supporting rivals, but you're still talking to other people. So I think that's also one more reason people, like this is another reason sports is quite popular.
Yeah, I get that. That's definitely a big factor, but I think even more primitive, it goes way more primitive than that. I think it's a lot to do with the war instinct or the fuck, bro.
I think it's still recording though.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slight technical difficulty. But yeah, I think it's to do with the war instinct in people. The need to be loyal to a cause or a purpose. I think we all need to be loyal to something.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you see a lot of people like you and me just support a team, choose it for no reason.
Yeah.
Like in my case, my cousin just told me to support a team.
Yeah.
I said I'd bet and rode with that team for the rest of my life. So I think that's one big thing, loyalty. People just have the urge or the need to be following or supporting something. That's one thing. And then also it just makes you feel like you're a part of something bigger.
Exactly.
That's one thing. But yeah, I think there's also this whole factor of, if you look at ancient, let's say like Roman history, there used to be those Colosseum fights where the king would have, for his entertainment, two fighters battle it out. That was for the king's entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Or even a crowd's entertainment. But you would see people pick sides always. There would always be betting. There would always be people predicting or rooting for someone. So I think there's been an innate urge in us to be, picking sides.
Yeah.
Since the start of time. That's a big thing. That's also where I think betting stems from. Just the need to pick a side, to the rush you get when something you think would happen actually happens. Anything with unpredictability is just so amazing.
Yeah.
It's like people just gravitate towards that naturally, I think.
Yeah, I think also the unpredictability factor is also that if you predict something which most people don't, people feel like great when they predict something people don't. Yeah, like they feel like they're better than others, which in a sense, like not in a bad way. I just mean in the sense that like they get a good rush that no one else saw this coming, but I knew it.
Agreed. That's why betting is such a huge thing. That's why sports has so much money in it, because it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
Anything that doesn't have a solid fixed outcome will have more money in that industry. That's why trading has more money involved. That's why like sports has more money involved. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, like betting, speaking from personal experience,
let's hear that.
It just it adds another layer to watching the sport. Like, because I don't usually bet for the sake of it. Like, like I won't bet on any team, or like even my team, I just won't bet on it regularly. But in the middle, I was doing this. It was like a workaround to make money. But even then, it, as much as in the long run was guaranteed money, for every singular match it was not guaranteed. But then, like, I remember there was one specific match where it was an IPL match, obviously, because it's just about IPL, and it was between fucking Lucknow and Gujarat, and I don't give a shit about either of those teams.
Yeah.
But I needed Lucknow to win to make 2K that day. So I was like, till the last ball, I was watching it so intently. I don't think I watched like a Mumbai Indians match that intently in my life. I jumped when they won.
Yeah.
So it just
dangerous
adds...
game you're playing, bro. You should. Dangerous game you're playing, man.
Yeah, that's true. But at least from last year, because I did this last year as well, and I luckily have not fallen into the actual trap where
bro,
you're trying to just always make money and recover your losses, honestly.
Yeah, but you're still treading a slippery path.
Yeah, it is dangerous. Like I definitely need to be careful, because this can in the middle after this, because I made quite a bit of money, I did start betting a bit on things which are not guarantees. But then I realized like
not worth it.
It's not worth it. Even though it still makes things fun to watch, but it's just not worth it at all. So I haven't done it in a while, and I don't plan on doing it again.
Good.
Yeah, but as much as betting has like a stigma around it, you're right. It's like it's a primitive thing in us. Like even when we're kids, we might bet like a biscuit or something in school.
Yeah.
That if this team wins, I'll give you something from my lunchbox tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's also betting.
Yeah.
That's like it's not just going on a website and putting money on something.
Yeah.
Just saying that I think this team is gonna win.
But there's just something about it. There's some thrill attached with it. Like, I'll give you an example. When freshman year, first week, I met 2-3 guys for the first time. Didn't know them well at all. But we literally made bets out of stone, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
We were sitting on the dining hall, playing stone, paper, scissors. Whoever won would get, like, one. We were betting one coin. We were like circulating it around the table. And that was so thrilling. There was like nobody cares about the penny, right? We don't know each other. But we're like having the time of our life. So I think that's what made me realize how thrilling betting as a concept is, and how easy it is to fall into that trap, bro. Like I get it. Yeah. I see why you are like fucking degenerate. I see how people lose money in this, bro.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah. I feel like that's also a pretty comprehensive discourse we've had now on betting, sports, primitive instincts.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about? Or should we wrap things up?
This was what was mainly on my mind. We can start wrapping things up. Unless you have something else to talk about.
Thanks for that, Naz. No, what do you think? How did this episode go?
I think this episode, I mean, I don't know, but I feel like it went better than the last one, honestly. Quite good.
I'm actually pretty happy with this. Yeah.
Because the last episode, it was expected, but especially it was a half an hour episode, and in the first 20 minutes of watching it, it was getting kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, I still enjoyed it because obviously I wanted to see how I was doing, but I'm sure if I watched it from an outside perspective, it would not be too...
Yeah. No, but I can totally see our linear growth.
Yeah, like I feel like today itself has been a big improvement.
Yeah, I can see how our next episode is going to be way better than this as well. I can see that. So, you guys are really in luck. You're seeing two hosts with a highly upward trajectory.
Yeah, we're working on bettering ourselves.
Yeah. Always. Yeah. Self-improvement. Take the self-improvement pill.
Self-improvement is masturbation.
What?
I think that's a quote from Fight Club.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Nice.
Anyway, so...
we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. And just remember, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Rome was not built in a day. Peace.